What's going on, guys? King Shrats here, back into the video on the channel, and today we have a different kind of vibe. We are trying a vegan restaurant. This restaurant is known as Freakin Vegan. It is located in Ridgewood, New Jersey. The ratings are really high, so I have high expectations. They have vegan options that are takes on popular dishes, but I'm going to keep an open mind and try to be as unbiased as possible because obviously as a meat eater, the textures is usually off compared to it, but that is my direct comparison. Will it pass for that, and do I find it good? And that's what we're doing today. Drop a thumbs up. Do have a topic at the end that I want to talk about, but I'm not going to hold you out. Let's get into this video. So first up, we're going to try this barbecue cheesy waffle fry sandwich. It has sweet and smoky pulled pork, it's in quotes, with crisp coleslaw, topped with waffle fries, drenched in vegan cheese sauce. And that is all on a toasted Kaiser roll. So here's the coleslaw. This is a pretty big sandwich. Now, this thing is a hot, cheesy mess, but most pulled pork sandwiches are. It's all about really what it tastes like. All right. There's a slight textural difference in the pork, but other than that, I'd be hard-pressed to think that this was a vegan sandwich. The cheese, I genuinely can't tell is vegan. It tastes like queso to me, or more like cheese whiz. There's not a lot of crunch from the coleslaw because it's covered in all this cheese, but good barbecue taste, excuse me. All throughout that, this is what the pulled pork lists, which is what they call it, looks like. There's not that much of a textural difference, but you can tell. Other than that, this is a good sandwich. It's a $16 sandwich, so it is expensive. Most things in Ridgewood are expensive anyway, just being honest. And I feel like there it's probably not that badly priced. But vegan food, I would think, also is a little bit more expensive just because. Usually the vegan stuff in convenience or grocery stores are more expensive. But as far as taste goes, I'm really not mad at that. I would genuinely eat that sandwich again. Now, would I go out of my way if I wasn't a vegan? I don't really know, but if you didn't know that it was a vegan sandwich, I think they could fool you easily. Not that they're trying to fool you, but it is very good. I will give it an 8 out of 10. Next up, we have breakfast empanadas, and inside of these is a cheesy tofu scramble, crispy potatoes, and vegan bacon. Now, they're 2 for $12. They're not small, but again, I'm just like, I don't know if vegan prices are different because of the type of stuff they use in here, but again, vegan stuff is usually more expensive anyway. But it's more about, does it taste good? Yeah, this I can tell right away. The texture on the tofu scramble doesn't really eat like eggs. I like this outside though. This empanada batter, wow. The shell or the crust is really good. But let me just get in here and dig some of this out. A tofu scramble is not very, I don't like that. The texture's off. I don't really taste any bacon. It just kind of, I am getting like a potato texture in there for sure, but it's not eating like egg. I'm trying to taste it more. The texture throws me off, and they're a little dry compared to a lot of empanadas I've gotten. Again, like a tofu, this doesn't give off that. So I'm trying to be as fair as possible, but the outside, if I would have got a different filling inside of this, I would have loved it. That's for sure. Because the inside is, I wouldn't get that again. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. I know if you put a different filling in that for me, like if you put that pulled pork in there, I would 100% eat it. And last, we have the chicken, corn, and gravy bowl. So very similar. It's the exact thing of a KFC bowl. So it's got some mashed potatoes with some vegan chicken, a brown gravy, and then corn on the top. As I said before, this comes out to $14, and it just doesn't seem like a lot of food for $14. I don't know if it's the container or what, but again, KFC bowls, for example, are usually mainly potato. and they're like $5, and it's about the same. I'm not comparing them directly. I'm just giving you like the idea. So it's just gonna come down to more, is the food good? So let's try a piece of this chicken. You get like what was the equivalent of one breaded chicken breast on it. All right, I gotta get to the bottom of this one. Let's try the chicken itself. The breaded chicken isn't that bad. It's not that bad. Texturally, again, because it's breaded and it's crisped up, and it's, I'm not sure if it's fried or if it's a baked breaded patty or what, but it gives the texture of a fried chicken piece, which isn't bad at all. The potatoes, thank goodness, aren't instant because I'm getting little lumps in there, but it has the texture of instant potatoes. Now, I don't know. Honestly, these might be instant potatoes. They're really whipped, but there's little pieces of something in here. No, that's potatoes. That's potatoes. But because they can't use like the milk and things like that, it doesn't have that same consistency. So it kind of fooled me for a bit to think that it was, but it's definitely real potatoes. Thank goodness, because $14, you get me instant potatoes. I was about to chuck this halfway across the room. I'm not going to much lie to you. The potatoes, again, they're not bad, but I'm used to, they almost give off instant potatoes, if I'm being honest. That's where I got kind of screwed up. But the thing about this that's kind of throwing me off, and now I figured it out, the brown gravy, I don't know what, because obviously gravy is usually made from pan drippings. I don't know what they're using to make it, but it has a very strange aftertaste that I'm not really a fan of. I would almost be more inclined to get this without the gravy and put something else on it. I saw on their menu that they had a white gravy, and maybe that fared better. Everything else on this is not bad. It's the gravy that's really just throwing me off. No. I mean, maybe you have to get used to that. Again, I'm used to eating gravy, regular gravy, I'm saying, and the aftertaste isn't really there for me. But this sandwich was definitely it from the three. This, I would give a 5 out of 10. It's the gravy that's really just bringing it back for me. Just my honest opinion. So one of my favorite cookie companies, Life's a Batch, sent me a little care package. I had no idea it was coming, but inside there was a note which I will read. It says, I watched your recent review of the CTC, aka Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Tres Leches, and thought you might enjoy some cereal cookies from our most recent breakfast theme menu. Hope you like them. That's why I'm here. So I got one of them, and I heated it up, and we're going to try it. This is a mixed berry Tres Leches cake on a Papa John's plate, because I got Papa John's plates. You don't? So, I don't know what's in here. The description is right underneath here, but I'm just going to try it because I think it's more fun to do it that way. It's definitely got something pink gushing out of the side here, which is nice. Like some yogurt or something like that, it looks like. Like Trix yogurt. Anyway. That's almost what that tastes like. Hold on. What is that? What is that? Oh, it's just like this cake. Damn, it's dangerous. Look. So, what I just bit into in the middle was undoubtedly like a Tres Leches cake, little piece inside. But the thing I'm getting the most from this is Trix yogurt. My 90s childhood behind is just like living in nostalgia right now because I grew up eating Trix yogurt, and that's really what it gives off. That mixed berry tastes like mixed berry Trix yogurt. Also maybe a Pop-Tart kind of vibe going on in there. Love the crust on the top too. A little crispy. Oh, that's good. That's dangerous. Yeah. The thing with this, it tastes more like a Trix yogurt cookie than a Tres Leches, but I'm not mad at that. I don't really get the Tres Leches part as much. I definitely got it when I bit into the cake piece, but it's not throughout the rest of it. It's just that in the middle. And if that's what you're going for, that's fantastic. The best part of that is that Trix yogurt vibe. That's very good. That's very good. I'm going to try really hard not to eat this whole thing. It's tough out here. 9.3 out of 10. That's fantastic. I'm going to eat the rest of this sandwich because I'm not really going to eat the rest of anything else. And we're going to have a little conversation. What I want to talk about today is something that I know I've touched on this a bunch of times on this channel, on my streams. Just in general, I say this, that there's almost this thing where no matter what you do when it comes to social media and the internet, people will have something to say, and there will always be negativity around it. And I tell people not to take that personally because it happens, and people don't really get that no matter how unproblematic you are, people will still have negative stuff to say. So I saw this post today, and I'm going to put it up on the screen. It is a lady. It's so wild to me, but this is a lady who put up a video of her taking a whole rotisserie chicken, putting it in a plastic bag, and then removing the bones and saying that this is a good idea for people who don't want to meal prep or have heart issues kind of like making chicken. Here, just do this. Pretty harmless, right? You know, it's not a big deal. But I always love to read the comments because it almost makes me laugh at this point. There were so many negative posts or comments on this harmless chicken in a bag that I couldn't believe it. So I'm going to pull some of those up as well. One says, quite an unhealthy option. They're off the charts with sodium. The next one says, a waste of another plastic bag. We shouldn't be reducing our one-use plastics. Plus, I don't know, but wouldn't the heat from the hot chicken release chemicals? The next one, that BS. What a waste of time. The next one says, laziness. Look, man, I'm not saying you're not entitled to your opinion. I'm not. I get it. Like, everybody now in this day and age, because of social media, believes that the idea of being social is just that your opinion is to share your opinions no matter what, right? I'm going to say what I got to say. I'm going to, keep it real. I know that these days, for whatever reason, keeping it real has been associated with being negative. Like, you're only called real when you call things out that you don't like. But if you praise it, then you're glazing, which I always found weird, to be honest, because being honest means you're being honest. Like, if I like you, or I like it, or I like something, I say I like it. But it doesn't only entail you being negative. But for whatever reason, people are like, well, I'm going to say it because I'm allowed to have an opinion. Yes, you are. You are 100% correct. But what's the point of being mad at somebody and saying it's BS because they put chicken in a bag and calling them lazy because it's chicken in a bag? Like, what did you gain from that? Like, what? I know some people saying it's too deep, but I always struggle trying to understand why somebody would feel compelled. Why somebody would feel compelled that they have to put their opinion no matter what, even if it's like weirdly harmless or negative for no reason. I struggle with that. I again know that we live in an age and time where people say like, well, I'm not going to kiss your ass. I can say ass, right? It's not really a curse word anymore. You can say that on TV. I'm not going to kiss your ass, so I'm going to keep it real with you. But I think some people still lose the fact that, like, unsolicited opinions for some, like, you wouldn't like it if somebody gave you your unsolicited opinion or about anything either. And I understand that that's a part of it. That doesn't mean I have to think it's okay to be a part of it, that, like, people are being negative over some of the most unproblematic things I've ever seen. This lady was literally just putting chicken in a bag. If you thought it was stupid, you could have just kept scrolling. She didn't say, here's my idea that's better than your idea, so listen to my idea. She just said, hey, here's an idea for you guys. I got some chicken, and here's what I do. What did you gain from telling her that she was dumb or lazy? I don't think it's lazy to be efficient, by the way. They're two different things. Laziness means you don't do anything at all. Being efficient means you can get the same job done in shorter time. That's not lazy. Like, if it takes you 20 minutes to do the same job that I can do in 5, but we did it the same, I'm more efficient than you, which means I could do 4 things in the time that it took you to do 1. It's not lazy. That's smart. But that's neither here nor there. I've noticed that so much on the internet these days that people just feel compelled that, like, they only call themselves real when they're negative. Like, I'm not gonna, like, no one said you had to kiss someone's ass, but you also don't have to be a jerk for no reason. Like, that's true too. And these days, it's just, I find myself struggling to understand with why people just feel compelled to be negative for no reason. Like, if someone truly offends you or is doing something that's deemed offensive, I think it's a lot more different than someone doing something as mundane as, again, putting a chicken in a bag. The other day, this was probably a week or two ago, I had a post. It was like one of those things that I just wanted to put a post out. I put like 5 boxes of cereal and just want people to know, hey, this cereal is out. And I found these in Walmart. So here are the cereals. Like, I wasn't no review. My face isn't in it. It's just the boxes of cereal. There's nothing else to it. The amount of negative comments on that post was like, I wasn't offended because, again, it's not about me. It's about the cereal. It's not about me. But the amount of negative comments that are on that post, it got a pretty decent amount of views, you know. So anytime you're dealing with something that gets a ton of views, there's the negativity is just, you always see it right away because there's more eyes on it. So you're going to see more comments and more negative comments. But the amount of people that wrote on that post, like, this is why you're eating, like, not me, but like all you people eat so much garbage, and they're like, it's possible cereal, man. It's just cereal. It's cereal. And I get it that some people like to act like they went to Instagram Tech or YouTube State or, you know, like TikTok A&M for their like health degrees. And I'm not here to tell you that you're not allowed to believe things that may not be factually correct, but you can believe them. It's cool. But to impose your beliefs on somebody else with little to no research done on it, just other than you naming something that's on the bag and saying, oh, it's also found in this. Like, yes, selenium is a mineral that's found in food, but also in shampoo. And no one talks about that, but it's naturally occurring. It's in there. Like, the periodic table of elements are like, that's what it is. Like, they're in most things. Like, iron is also found in buildings, but it's also necessary for your body. It's in your blood. And I get that people may not, and look, my whole point is, if you want to believe that certain things are bad, that's fine, but like yelling at somebody else for eating it, it's funny, I just did a vegan restaurant, this is what I'm talking about here, but by the way, my mustache, like, I got like, keeps itching my nose, I gotta save it, so don't think I'm, anyway, it's funny I said this about a vegan thing, because I think that vegans are great, but there are a very small sect of vegans that will do the same thing. Like, they'll almost angrily talk to people that are doing something different from them, which I just don't agree with. Imposing your beliefs on somebody, imposing your like, it doesn't make sense. And sometimes you have to just look at things and be like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And I get that there's some people out there that like, oh, well, you know, you're too nice. Like, why is that a bad thing to be nice? Why is it bad to be kind to people? When did that become a thing? That you're only considered real if you're a jerk. Like, I have negative thoughts about stuff I see on a regular basis, and I just personally choose to not say anything because it doesn't solve anything. It didn't do anything. It didn't make my life better or theirs. So I don't really have a reason to open my mouth. And that's the definition to me of unbothered. If you feel compelled to write something negative or be negative towards something just because no one asked you for your opinion, but you feel like, well, it's my opinion, I'm allowed to have one, that is also true. I agree with you. But I don't find it necessary. If you feel compelled to comment it, say it, most people don't say this stuff in real life. It does happen from time to time, but it's much more prevalent online because you're behind a phone. If you felt compelled to say it, you clearly are bothered by it. Again, it's unsolicited. It's like, it's the equivalent of real life, like, to understand, these are people on the internet, but walking down the street and seeing somebody and being like, that shirt sucks, for no reason. It's the equivalent of that. But for some reason on the internet, people think it's like acceptable behavior. And I know there's a lot of people that are going to have a contention to what I said, and I get it. I don't know why you do it. I don't know what you feel compelled. If you're a jerk to people in real life that you don't know, you can please comment this because I'm trying to find the train of thought to realize why this doesn't make sense to me. And I know that most people just say, well, it's my opinion, I'm allowed to have one. Sure, you are. I'm not saying you're not allowed to have an opinion. I'm saying, what's the point of saying it, is what I'm saying. When I see stuff I don't like, it has no effect on me. Like, people that I don't like, of course I don't like some people. I just ignore them. I don't care. Like, I literally will be like, oh, all right, and then just keep moving. I'm not like, hey, I don't like that person, I gotta tell them I don't like that. I don't do that, because I'm just unbothered by it. It doesn't really bother me, you know? Then there's a difference between that and replying to something, as opposed to, here's my unsolicited opinion I brought to your doorstep. I don't mind unsolicited opinions to a degree, but I just don't get why someone would say something that your only intent. Because opinions are usually meant to, like, but sometimes people have unsolicited opinions. Your only intent of saying it is because you're trying to piss somebody off or you're trying to hurt their feelings. And the more annoying part to me is that someone's trying to hurt someone's feelings than the actual process of doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't understand it, and I'm just trying to I try to rationalize everything. So because I'm not that type of person, my question again that I'm asking is why if you're a person that does that, why do you do it? Like what is there like does it make you feel better? Is it like, well, that'll teach them? Is it like you're trying to humble somebody that's putting chicken in a bag? Again, I'm talking about someone that's not offending you. They're just existing. They're just doing their thing. Like they're just like walking down the street, like not bothering you at all. But you felt compelled to be that person. Like, does it make you feel better? Is it like you're trying to like pissed at you? Like are you telling them they have to be tougher? Like, do you care about that? Like, I struggle with that all the time, and I've yet to get like a rational answer where somebody's like, when I write that, I'm doing it because, like, are you just doing it? I'm being so honest right now. This is like where I be trying to understand people, man. I just don't get it. It's one of those things. I don't like, or are you just not even thinking? Like, you're saying it's not that deep? Oh, I guess not. I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't know. I've never done that. I've never once said something negative to a stranger. Like, never. I've never heckled a player at games. Like, I'm not screaming at Aaron Judge from the right field bleachers. I don't do that. I don't get it. I'm not writing negative stuff on somebody's page when I see it. I see stuff all the time where I'm like, damn, that person's kind of unhinged, but I just keep walking, you know? I don't know. I just want to talk about that. I get that people always have something to say, but when I saw that, I was like, they're really, like, they're people that are coming after this lady for putting chicken in a bag. Like, damn. She put chicken in a bag. That makes you that mad? It's passion. Anyway, I love y'all, man. We'll be back tomorrow. More content. The hand signs, they made it to YouTube.